Okay.
Hari Om and welcome to all the Divine Atma Jyotis. Let us continue our Aparoksha Anubhuti talks-based contemplation. So Deepaji, right now you are on question number 11.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Consciousness, it is not different from matter. Though we see that, we feel that matter is different from us, they are one and the same. Whatever we are experiencing, it is a consciousness, and matter will just appear in consciousness. It appears and disappears. We can't separate them. If we are going to go for matter, the consciousness aspect is missing. That's the reason I think we feel they are separate.
When you say in the matter consciousness aspect is missing,
Yeah.
You just moments back said that we cannot separate consciousness from matter.
Yeah.
But now you are making a slightly different statement. Can you explain?
All the three, the matter would be, as consciousness is there in all the three states: the waking state, dream state, and deep sleep state. And when we are awake, we think that the matter is there. And when we sleep, even then, no.
Okay, so let me phrase the question again.
Okay.
You said that consciousness and matter cannot be separated. That was the initial statement you made.
Yeah.
Now the statement you are making is, it appears like matter doesn't have consciousness.
Yeah.
Is the second statement you're making?
Yes, sir.
Don't they contradict each other?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you saying then?
We feel that anything that grows or keeps changing is a consciousness, but when it comes to matter, it would be the same unless we do something to it, or the climatic conditions may change the shape or size of the matter. So we feel that we don't feel that that we feel that it is just a matter and consciousness existence, as we can just see the existence aspect in it, and but we have this concept sarvam kalvidam brahma, everything is Brahman. So it is like it's.
Okay, let me prompt maybe a series of different questions. According to you, what is matter?
This mobile is a matter. The book is a matter.
Okay, those are
Whatever.
examples of matter. My question is, what is matter?
Everything we see around which exists is a matter, where in which the consciousness aspect would be missing.
Okay, so now on what basis are you coming to the conclusion consciousness aspect is missing? So according to you then, is tree not matter, and book matter? Is that how you are seeing?
Plants grow.
So that is not
So,
matter.
no, I don't think.
But you just now said matter is that which I can see, that I can sense, is what you
Uh,
said.
that which I can see and uh, doesn't show any growth like us.
So you are saying that, but plant also you can see, right?
Plants I see,
Hmm?
but and I can even see the growth in it, like
So
us.
now, okay, first of all, if you notice even a paper, it
Yeah.
decays. Okay, for example, it keeps changing. It keeps changing the color.
Uh,
So,
yes.
it may even shrink. How it is
Hmm.
happening, that's a separate explanation. But if the definition of consciousness, according to you, is that it has to show some sign of movement, that is what you are implying by growth, right?
Yes,
Movement.
sir.
Huh. So even paper is moving.
Yes, sir.
So what is matter then?
Matter are the things which do not have Atma Jyotis in it.
How are you saying that they do not have Atma Jyoti?
As they are not living beings.
How
Like,
are you saying that they are not living beings? On
because
what
they are
basis?
materialistic things which make us happy.
Come again, come again.
Because they are only materialistic things which make us happy.
Okay, so for the time being, let's focus on what you're calling as matter. You just now said matter is that which doesn't have Atma Jyoti. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Does a book have Atma Jyoti or doesn't have Atma Jyoti?
The book does not have Atma Jyoti.
A plant, does a plant have Atma Jyoti or doesn't have Atma Jyoti?
Yeah, it does, as it has growth in it.
How are you saying that the plant has Atma Jyoti and the book does not have Atma Jyoti?
The plant has Atma Jyoti as it is in a process of death and birth, and the paper or book does not have the process of death or birth. It just gets ruined in a second. Like
For a moment, for a moment, for a moment, simply look at it like a camera. Okay. You look at a tree and you look at a book like a camera. What does the camera see as far as a tree is concerned? A tree grows, then a tree decays, so tree vanishes. So when it appears, you call it as birth, and when it is growing, you call it as growth, and later decay, and then vanished, death. Now, as a camera, let's say you're seeing a book appears, a book also changes the form, though you may not be able to see it immediately. But if you have a kind of a camera, and if you keep looking at the camera, let's say there is something called as a slow exposure. Okay, so when something is changing very slowly, right, if you expose the film camera for a very long time, you'll be able to see the change. So that is how they capture all these movies of growth of plant. They keep the camera there for days together, and the camera is rolling very slowly, right? And the movie is getting captured over a long time, and when they run it at the normal speed, it shows you immediately the change. That is how you see plant growth. Otherwise, if you simply stand in front of a plant, you will not see growth. when you come back to the plant after many days, you will see a change. Same is the case with the book. If let's say you kept a book away for some time, after many, many days, if you see, even the book has undergone change. Maybe the pages have shrunk and everything.
But sir, actually the books are made from dead trees, which are
One minute.
killed by us.
Before we go into that, answer this question first. As a camera, what you are noticing is the same thing. Something is appearing, something is changing, and something is disappearing. Whether it is a plant or a book.
A book is a part of the plant, though, and
I'm not asking how you made the book. That's a separate thing. Keep that point aside. Right now, imagine yourself to be a simple camera. And as a camera, when you look at both these things, you see the same thing, appearing, changing, disappearing. Now, this is exactly what you're doing, no? As a camera, you're functioning in the world like a camera. You are seeing something, and based on that, you're inferring something in your mind. You're processing that information, and you're answering me.
sir, everything gets destroyed or changes, but it doesn't mean that it is not. It is an Atma Jyoti.
How do you say that? That is my question. On what basis do you say this is Atma Jyoti and this is not Atma Jyoti?
As the Atmas are born on earth and gets a formation of a tree or a animal or an insect or a human being, etc., etc., and they grow and they die, and this cycle will be going on from ages, and the book does not have any such Atmas.
Wait, let me
And it-
explain the book in a similar way. Atma Jyoti takes birth as a book, undergoes transformation as a book, disappears as a book. Why cannot I say like that?
Sir, as the Atmas are put in the living things like plant, animal, and human being, but the Atmas are put in the non-living thing and with by men, as this is built by men, the house, a book, or a mobile phone.
Keep away the book, okay? Because you're mixing that up as okay, it's a man-made thing. How about a rock? Is a rock an Atma Jyoti or not? Is it matter or is it consciousness?
It is made by the earth, sir, not the God.
It is made by the earth. And who made the earth?
Sir,
Yeah.
she's blabbering. I'm sorry, sir.
No. Deepa ji, please do not.
Yeah, very good points coming actually.
This is the simple thinking
Yes.
that is helping you to discover how we have to go step by step.
Yeah.
She's not blabbering.
No.
She's simply reflecting her point of the world. And
Okay,
that
sir.
is what is jnana, is all about. In that the question has to help her see. Okay, now I'm seeing both the things. Why am I classifying one as living and one as non-living? What is making me classify? What is your answer, Deepa ji? Classifying one as living and one as non-living.
We have classified it.
Forget we, Deepa ji. I'm asking you, Deepa ji, simple question. How are you classifying something as living and something as non-living?
Since I see the growth in plants and animals, I actually classify them as living and non-living things.
But you can see the same growth in a book also. You
Yeah,
can
but
see the same phenomena, though it may be slow. Even in a rock, you can see. Even in a mountain, you can see.
yeah, yes,
Show
sir.
me
But
one thing in the world. Show me one thing in the world which doesn't have this phenomena of change.
Rock.
no,
Megha, notice what is sand?
Sand is formed by air, water, and the substances present in the earth.
You're giving me your science understanding, your science definition. I'm asking you how sand happens.
By the particles of the rock.
don't use science.
By the particles of rock, is it not? Which
Hmm.
means what? It is slowly getting disintegrated into sand. Agree?
Yeah.
So even a rock is changing then. If something is coming off the rock, then it is changing.
The sand does not change.
Sand also changes. Sand also, there is a, you can take sand and, it can become clay. And as a clay, it can be burned. It changes. Fire burns everything. Even that changes. And even the
The
sand particles are also slowly disintegrating.
the burnt coal will not change as though we wash it, the color of the coal remains and the size will also remain, and though we burn it, we'll get the coal back.
But it is the coal that is the basis of other things. From coal, diamond happens. From coal, oil happens. And coal goes into earth and becomes part of various things that grow on the earth. And coal transforms into your mango, papaya, various things then later form out of those vegetables as bodies.
Their atmas don't change.
Again, let's not jump into atmas don't change. Okay, so I think you and Amma have to leave, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So let us continue this. So Deepaji, please do not stop the questioning. There is nothing right or wrong.
Okay, sir.
It is all about us seeing. You
Yes, sir.
and I and Megha and everyone seeing.
Yes, sir.
So there is no reason that her view is better or inferior than your views.
Okay, sir.
All right. Yeah, we'll continue, Deepaji.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Hari Om, Hari Om.
Yes.
Hari Om.
Hello, sir.
Hari Om, Megha. Okay. So, what do we want to do? Do we want to dwell on the same question or take up another question?
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Why don't we also share our views?
Yeah, the direction was going good. Though the starting, I may do it differently, but going towards the living, non-living, which is common knowledge which we get from the science and the society. But the difference of consciousness and matter, why that even that question comes up is because of the way it is being defined as like a matter is something which can be felt, while a consciousness is something, the matter is something which can be felt by the sense organs, like touch, feel, right? While consciousness is, it cannot be felt by the sense organs. And that is why even the question is valid, or it looks too different. Now coming to the point that, like, is it really different? So the way I say it is, first of all, the matter itself is not real. It is an appearance. It keeps changing. So it's an appearance, and so mithya. While again, this may be used for the difference again. How is it different? Matter is not real, while consciousness is the real one. Doesn't change. Right? So again, now coming back to, then, like, are there like two? Is there a duality? Like, do we really have consciousness and matter? Since, like, looks like there are points that are coming up to say how they are different. Um, since like the very fact that matter is not real, which basically means we can talk about only real thing, which is consciousness, and so the matter is an appearance that has its roots to consciousness, and so the consciousness alone is there, and the matter has its origin, birth, dependency on this consciousness.
So dependency is established,
Yeah.
but how, or based on what example would you say that they're actually not different? See, in the logic,
yeah. So the classic dream theory, where in the dream it looks like very real, like I being chased by a lion, or like somebody trying to harm, right? So while when we wake up, we see that, like, what seemed to be real, it's not there, and it had its roots to me, like, or to the self, like the whole world was created like real, and then, like, it just dissolved, and like only only the self was there, which went through, which experienced the whole thing, and like there was no different material used to create that world. Right? So
so that is a classical example, and also the spider giving the web, right?
Yeah.
However, when you are in the so-called waking world, it is so perceivably different, right? So how do you then help the seeker understand that, like the dream, this is also projected? So dream projection, okay, and the characters of the dream are from the dreamer, okay. Spider, okay. But this world as a projection from
yeah. So only through knowledge, right? Because one has to go beyond the body, beyond the senses, to understand this, because the sense organs are again dealing with the matter, and at that level only, and you have to go one step above it to see that what looks like a solid matter, like based on this knowledge, that like you can establish that nothing is solid. It's just the rate of change is different for different things. A building looks solid momentarily, while over a period of time you can see that the building gets old and then breaks, like that. uh, Everything one sees, it can be clearly established that like it is not, there is nothing real, everything is changing, everything is dying, and like new things are are coming up. Whatever has come up again is changing and dying. So and like that is the example to say that like this is an appearance, this is a mithya in real world itself, for the seeker, for the seer. Okay, you can see it, just that like don't stick to a small time frame, but like over, like if you can go a little bit beyond time, you can see that they appear and disappear. Right? And the misery comes from the attachment to that moment appearance, momentarily. I like it because at that time T0, like that object had all those qualities uh, which satisfied the mind, while only for that time T0 it will be like that, and then like everything is, all the variables change, right? So um, so uh, so that's a very, like, this can be explained easily this way, that everything is changing, so it's not matter. It's not as solid as it looks. It is appearing as solid to the sense, right? And the sense, as you said, the senses, like the eye is like a camera. For that moment it shows, right? But then like to understand it, like you have to uh, go beyond that moment to see like what happens to it.
So fundamentally, you're saying that this is changing, and what is the source of the change?
Source of the change. Mm,
What is causing the change?
mhm, mhm. Yeah. Actually, see, one explanation is yeah. So what causes the change, or how is it changing? See, one way to say is, yeah, it may not be the accurate answer. I'm just trying to develop. It's all, if you take the energy form as a way to answer, it's everything that's appearing is energy, and like it's all like shift in energy from one form to the other form. Right.
So what gives the direction to that?
Yeah. I have to think. I'm not getting it right now. Yeah.
I'll prompt a question. So what made you come into this session?
Yeah. How? Okay. Maybe say a desire.
So currently the energy form is shaped in this way because of that direction, that gati that you gave, because of this particular desire. If the desire was to run a marathon, the energy form would have shaped around that. So what is then in these two examples or in any other example, what causes the energy to group that way or to come that way?
No, like is it see desire? Yeah. So desires. So I would say desires are behind the creation. Okay. Without a desire, like though there are unlimited things that are there, or like appearing and disappearing, it will come into my view only when I have desire towards a particular thing, and that thing comes into that view. Right? When a desire basically.
Let's just reflect these two sentences a little more deeply. Though there are unlimited things, where are they?
That is what the creation or the world looks like, right?
Where is it?
It's where is it? It's projected. It's a projection in me, in the consciousness itself. So it's not separately outside in the consciousness. Yeah.
Right. And how it is projected?
By the power of the self itself. It's there is no external entity.
So, for example, okay, let me ask the question slightly differently.
Like the dream, right? How is it projected in the dream? It right?
Sure.
I don't need a separate thing to create this world.
Correct. But to recognize something in it, you're using your knowledge as the basis. Correct? To say something is a tree, something is a animal.
Yeah.
If something is not recognized, though it may be right in front of you, you may have missed it.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. In the sense, or even if there is no desire, even if it is there, it is not going to be visible to me.
It is not going to be visible, right? So no desire, no creation.
No creation. Yeah, that is I can see, but yeah, the change is what?
And like your deep sleep, that is where everything has gone into its primordial stage.
Yeah.
So that is where there is no other.
Mhm.
Even now there is no other,
Yeah.
but it is like a wave appearing and disappearing.
Yeah.
So that junction where the wave is disappearing has disappeared completely. There is no one else for you to see the creation and to become aware of your own powers of creation. In deep sleep, there is no separation that is clearly felt. So there is nothing else apart from you. But in order to know you, you need something else. So even the knowing yourself is not possible in a deep sleep.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So now to know yourself, then you need something else. And how does that something else come? If there was no desire to eat jalebi, if there was no fundamentally hunger, hunger creates desire to fulfill the hunger, and different objects are created. So fundamentally at the root of the movement, there is a hunger.
Yeah. Which comes from the lack or ignorance.
Lack is separate. So
No, it's like
hunger
for
is,
food, it may be hunger.
Hunger is natural. See, we are not classifying the hunger as, is it due to a lack? Is it due to ignorance? That we have not yet questioned. Hunger drives. So hunger creates the desire. Desire shapes the movement of energy.
See, desire, yeah. So the thing is, desire is at the root of creation. I could see, okay, maybe like, can I say this? Desire is at the root of creation, that is simple. But as the desire is fulfilled, the fulfilling of the desire leads to change and death of that one that got created.
Correct. That is the cycle of desire.
Okay.
Cycle of desire.
Oh, yes. So a desire is basically reflecting in the appearance, birth of that object, thing, or that matter, and the satisfaction of the desire leads to the death as well. So since the desire has its cycle of birth, change, and death, so all the appearances also have the cycle of birth, change, and death.
Yeah. There, maybe we need to clarify one thing, which is, unless the root of the desire is identified, the desire may continue, but seeking different things.
Yes. From one desire to another desire.
So the fundamental desire that I lack something, I need something, has led to various manifestations in the form of different kinds of objects being acquired. It is not about right or wrong about that. It is about identifying that is the one which is causing this movement to happen.
That is causing the movement.
If there was no desire for the lady to have a baby, there is no birth that is possible. So therefore, there is a biological predisposition in a woman for procreation.
Mm.
And in every animal, there is physical, the need for the food or the hunger is embedded. It's in a way by design, right? If
Yeah.
if it wasn't there, where is the movement?
So yeah, so again going back, yeah, so even the change, what causes the cause behind the change is also in the power of consciousness,
Yes.
right? And yeah, in the power of consciousness, and the nature of the desires lead to the change and birth change and death of what appears.
Then what is the difference between ignorant desire and if there is a word that we can use, so is there a desire with a
Even for liberation, there needs to be desire.
is there a desire in Gnani? Is the Gnani desireless?
Yeah. So ignorant desires have no end, because it will lead from one desire to another desire, and it has no end. While a jnani's desire is a terminal, like it's the end. It's the last one one will have, which will lead to basically burning the seed, so it cannot grow anymore.
But by inference, world or matter is nothing but appearance and disappearance of this, what we are referring as energy.
Energy.
And what shapes the energy is desire, which means that once when the desire burns away, does the world burn away?
Yes.
But it doesn't happen, so it doesn't appear. So Ramana Maharshi continued, Prabhuji continues. So what do we mean by world burning away then?
World burning away is basically I would say, like it doesn't it basically, example to give is, the movie is running, but they are able to see the screen. They are able to see the white screen behind the movie.
Which means world or energy or desire, is that the fundamental issue?
No, the issue is, the fundamental issue is ignorance, which is what leads to the world and the desires. And for a jnani, like getting this jnana leads to not seeing differences, and so, like, if there is no desire, I'm not going to like see things, or like it's not going to, even if there is something, it's not going to excite me. It's like, for example, like I will go back to that marketplace thing, right? When I walk in the marketplace, there are like hundreds of shops, and like a normal one gets attracted towards those 10 shops due to the desires, natural desires. And the 90 shops, even though they are there, they don't even attract him, or they don't appear in front of him. If you ask the person, did you see this shop? And like he might have been like standing there, but like he wouldn't have noticed it, right? Same way.
No, that is not the question. The question is, even for a Jnani, creation continues. Creation is continuously happening around Jnani also.
The creation is going around. It doesn't, maybe, or I will say it doesn't evoke any change or like excitement or like reaction in
That's a
Jnani,
separate
because,
thing. That is, see, emotional disturbance is a separate question altogether. Between a Jnani and a Ajnani, emotional disturbance is a separate question. But the nature of creation hasn't stopped. It continues.
Okay.
So, what is the difference then?
So between Jnani and Ajnani, see, the movie is projected by the by the consciousness, and when like and the difference is the jiva falls for the movie, takes it as real, while then Jnani is very clear with what is projected, and like and he knows how is it projected and what is real, and so
Which is perfect. I'm not.
okay.
My question is not directed in that direction. That is, how does one get into emotional disturbances because of the movie?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an explanation for that. Now, the Jnani has understood very clearly the mechanism. However, understanding does not stop the creation itself. So, in our previous logic, we came to the, as we started prompting, what is at the root of the creation? We said it is desire.
Desire.
Okay, now here also creation is continuing. Then is our answer incorrect that desire is at the root, or is there something else that we need to bring into this model that we are constructing now? The model we are constructing is to answer the question, how is creation happening? What is the source of that creation? Desire is the source of the creation. So the power is there. To create is inherent, right? To project is inherent. That we agreed. Like using the dream example. Why does it project Ravana, Rama? Light is light. It's the same light in which, depending upon color and shape and size, it shows different characters. Okay, good. That is a mechanism of projection. Now, they move also. Characters move also. And the source of the movement is desire. Okay, great. Now, in Ajnani, we are saying that desire is burnt. But still movement is happening. Movie is still happening. It is not like there is no more world.
Yeah, agree. Yeah. So, but see, if you ask me, okay, for me, even that Jnani is a character in the movie.
In your dream, correct?
Yeah.
Because there is only you who's answering.
Yeah.
So I'm
so now you are
I'm asking only you.
Yeah, but I hope but like, are you asking but I cannot answer from the point of view of that character in that movie. I will not answer that.
That is how so far the answer was, no? as an ignorant character, a point of view of an ignorant character. Now you're examining it from the point of view of a one who has come out of that ignorance.
Mhm.
Okay, so the world hasn't burnt away. And movement is still happening.
Okay, or maybe then like should I refine the answer as the nature of consciousness itself is that like it creates things which like by its own nature, like things get created, change and destroyed. It keeps happening. It's not that a dream, it's not a desire of a jiva that drives it. Rather, like this is happening all the time. It is just that jiva gets attached to it due to ignorance. Okay, and when he identifies that, oh, it is all like fleeting, it's just happening and it's not real, you it the act of creation, change and this thing keeps happening, but like now I know it, that like it is now I can see it differently. So it is not because of the desire of the jiva that this thing got created. Rather, it is
Is this not what we discussed in last week's Bhagavad Gita shloka, Sarananji?
What?
we discussed.
Can you go further, Shubhaji?
For the sense enjoyments, desires, Vishaya vinivartante, niraharasya dehinaha, rasavarjam raso apyasya, param drishtva nivartate. The embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, though the taste for sense objects remains, but ceasing, that is the word we were reiterating last week also, but ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness.
Yeah, sure. How do you relate that to this topic?
So when we talk about desires, see, desires is the main thing that drives us towards anything. So we need to differentiate what the desire is for. One desire which can lead to materialistic things and lead us to greed. The other desire is for our higher
seeking the self.
Seeking the self, all those things. So desire should be there, otherwise nothing can drive us. On the topic of what desires we were discussing, I feel desire should be there. Otherwise, we will not be able to seek anything. If for example, today I came to the class because I had a desire to seek my higher self and recognize myself and probably at the end attain mukti, right?
We're coming to that very edge. Okay, so far what you said is accepted, which is it is desire that is making the movement happen, right?
Yes.
Earlier, the desire was for
materialistic things.
Food, shelter, whatever, right? Those happened. Because of the desire only, you studied. Because of desire only, you got married. Because of desire only, you had children. So the movement of life was because of those desires.
Yes.
Okay, accepted. And now that the nature of the desire has changed. Now the nature of the desire is, okay, this is not giving me permanent happiness, so I want to seek permanent happiness. What is that can give me permanent happiness? So that question, that desire has led to all this seeking. Correct? Okay, fine. Now this is also a movement happening. Okay, so there is a satsanga, there is a shravana of Prabhuji's talks. So all this is happening. So this movement is because of that. Okay, so what we can call as a sadhana. Okay. But the question that right now that is being discussed is, from a Jnani viewpoint, after so-called mukti, does it mean that then the world disappears? Does it mean that there is no more world? Because what is that we said? World is nothing but some kind of a shape and form because of desire. Because what is holding up the world? It is like saying that if let's say there's a building, what is holding the building? Foundation. If I remove the foundation, the building collapses. So what is the building? The world. What is the foundation? Desire. If I remove the desire, does the building collapse?
But is that not what Ramana Maharshi said? In the end, the desires, in case of the body, the desires are not there. But in case of giving out the knowledge to others, I don't know, I'm not able to put it in the correct way. I remember you saying that Ramana Maharshi was saying the existence, what he is, why he is there is to spread the knowledge of self to others also. So when you attain mukti, the desire becomes to do good for the others.
Does it mean that he acquires the desire? Then is that how a world continues for a jnani?
I don't know if we should call it as a desire or see, in case of Prabhuji also, right? We can say his desire to spread the knowledge, to have Gargar Gurukul, he's doing all these things. If there is no desire, then there will not be so many.
Will not happen, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is very clear. So without that particular, let's say, direction or vision, are nothing but their different names to desire, no?
Yeah.
Gargar Gurukul is such a big desire.
Yes.
But, it's an eternal desire.
Yeah.
Gita for billions is an eternal desire.
Yeah.
So what is it then? What is that we are saying? Is the foundation what we called as desire? Are we removing desire?
No, we can't remove that. Then there is no purpose, right?
So what is happening then between a so-called GV and a sadhaka and a jnani?
The transformation is happening.
What transformation is happening?
From a materialistic point of view to a higher consciousness.
Means what?
There is a change happening, right? I don't know the exact word.
What is the change happening? So again, going back to this example of a building and a foundation, building is the so-called world and foundation is the so-called desire. You just now have come to the clarity, or your point right now is desires. If the desires are not there, there is no movement, there is no change that is possible. That much we have accepted.
Yeah.
So which means that the nature of the desire has changed now.
Yes.
Is that the only difference between GV, sadhaka and jnani?
I don't know at this point of time. Maybe I have to.
When you reflect on that question, yeah, sir.
Yeah.
So, how about this theory that the world continues based on the desires of the Jivatmas? Okay. There continues to be a war. right now. And there are a lot of realized masters, right? Right. So as everyone has to go through the they have to like complete the life based on their karmas, past karmas, right? It is, if I now I want to shift from individual to this global. I'm
Universal.
not getting that Sanskrit word which we use.
Universal.
Yeah, universal. No, there's in
Vyakti to samashti.
Samashti, right? It is the individual change is one thing, but then we have all jivatmas, each one with their own karma phala they are going through, and their desires leading to their actions, which is basically leading to the world I see. Okay, the world I see is driven by the desires of all. Okay.
Is that other separate from you?
Is that other separate from me, right? So at a consciousness level, there is no separation, while from the mind level, we basically go to the root of creation now, like how a jiva came into being. If one jiva came into being, like n jivatmas came into being, right? But behind every jivatma there is only consciousness. So from a consciousness point of view, there is none. But if you're asking me the world, then like obviously you are not asking from consciousness point of view, rather like you come down to the world where like we are all in the stage, and so at the world level, at this layer, adi bhautika, all everything is real, and like what the world I see, what is happening is based on the desires of all individuals. Okay. That is why even Jnani has to like is in the plane and seeing the world as living in the same world, occupying the same world, while it's just that the Jnani is able to go to the Adhyatmika plane and see that like this is a dream, and like they're able to clearly distinguish that.
So you are saying that because of the ignorance that appears and disappears in front of a jnani, that becomes the desire to be fulfilled. Means what? Means I will help remove the suffering. So that becomes a desire for the
Even
jnani.
for Jnani, yes.
And that perpetuates the game.
Yeah.
Is the model that you're constructing.
Jnani is not creating the world that like I get the jnana and like I want to help everyone, and so I have to create ajnanis. No. Right? For a jnani, there is no ajnani. He doesn't see the difference. He doesn't see other. That is at that is a view that will be at the Adhyatmika level, but at the Adi Bhautika level, in the plane, you just play the drama, the role. Okay. It's like in a movie, when a hero and villain are fighting, it both know that they are not that role, and they are acting. Okay, so for a jnani, like the jnani acts the master role, and like it is just that the ajnanis, they don't know that they are playing the role, but jnani knows that, hey, I know that this is a role. It's just that like you don't know that you're playing the role, while I know that I am playing the role, and so the game continues there, and he is having fun.
Simply fun.
Yeah, it's fun, right? So, how come you are not disturbed? I know that like I'm just playing the game. Like, and like you just took it seriously, and like whatever happens, how much ever I hit you, nothing is going to happen to you. Like, can't you see the blood coming out? Yeah, it is coming out from the suit. Like after the game, you're going to remove the suit, and like nothing has happened to you.
Shivaji, you're saying something. Shivaji, were you saying something?
Sir, I just had one question. Is there a difference between matter and energy in Vedantic point of view?
What is your current understanding, Shivaji?
Energy, the basic difference is energy has no measure, but matter has measure. Right.
Okay. So okay. So according to you, then matter is something that is measurable.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when you look at any matter, okay, let's take a very simple example that is right in front of you. Maybe your mobile or your laptop. So it's a matter, right?
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes. Yes.
So are you able to hear me clearly?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So that's a matter, correct?
Mm.
Okay. So take any part of it, maybe one small key. Okay. What is that key made up of? In that keyboard that you have so many keys. Are you in front of a laptop or a mobile?
Laptop.
Laptop. Okay. You have keyboard, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Anyone, the key of A. Okay.
Yeah.
What is that made up of?
Plastic.
Plastic. What is plastic made up of?
Mud. Or some petroleum product. Yeah.
Some petroleum product. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. What is that petroleum product itself made up of?
Nothing but the it's from the earth. Yeah.
It's from the earth. Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, what is that particular thing in the earth? So say, for example, you say that, okay, it is nothing but petrol or oil that was extracted from the earth. So what is oil made up of?
It's all matter, right?
No. So we are not going from the matter to one by one. Kind of double clicking, going deeper, right?
Yeah.
So what is oil itself made up of?
Again from earth only, no, sir.
Correct, ma. But let's say when you go inside the oil, if you were to have a fantastic vision to look inside the oil, what do you think oil is made up of? Your current understanding.
Mihir is saying molecules.
Okay, excellent. I mean, Mihir is saying, but does that sound okay for you to reflect on? I mean,
Yeah.
okay, so it is made up of molecule.
Yeah.
What is molecule itself made up of?
Molecule itself is, I think I need the help of Mihir. Molecule is made up of atoms. Okay.
Atoms. See, this is our, based on how are these answers coming? Please also at the same time reflect on this. These answers are coming because you have a certain knowledge that you've gathered from so-called science.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, if, anyway, let's continue. So
Yeah.
a molecule is itself made up of atom. What is atom itself made up of?
Protons, neutrons, all this. Yeah.
Super. Let's take one particle, proton.
Okay.
Proton itself made up of?
Oh, is that what you're pointing to as energy?
So fundamentally, the current scientific understanding is,
Okay.
at the bottom, see, all of this. So the fantastic thing about this creation is, it is all of this and none of this.
Okay.
So at the most fundamental level where the science has reached today, so-called modern science has reached today, is because we need to understand the viewpoint of our rishis and the science viewpoint. Science has to measure something to say it is there. So science relies on the 5 senses. Is it touchable, smellable, hearable? Okay, science only asks based on these 5 questions. If it is perceived through the 5 senses, then that body of knowledge is what is being called as science today. Right? Whereas the rishis asked another fundamental question, which is, in whose presence all this knowledge is arising, which led to the discovery of the something which is more fundamental than that proton. Today's science has reached to fundamental to proton is something called as quanti, which is nothing but energy at a certain level of vibration. That is what the whole idea of the quantum physics is. Quantum physics is nothing but inside those particles, there is subatomic particles. And those subatomic particles are nothing but energy at a certain level of vibration. It is like, for example, what is sa, ri, ga? Nothing but your vocal cords
Sounds
vibrating at a certain frequency, creating different waveforms, right? What is there? What is there? Only silence. In the silence, these waveforms appear when you apply your vocal cords. So therefore, in one sense, sa, ri, ga, all of them are separate in one sense. But in a little more fundamental sense, they're nothing but vibrations appearing and disappearing into silence. So are they truly separate? No. So sound is appearance and disappearance of various waveforms in silence. That fundamental discovery is what the rishis made, which is, okay, so all this energy form is appearing and disappearing. And that is what you're calling as matter.
Okay.
But in whose presence this energy is appearing and disappearing? Who is the one who is aware of all this appearance and disappearance of various forms, which fundamentally nothing but energy. Who is aware of all this? In whose presence all
Consciousness.
this is happening?
The self.
That is you.
Yeah, self. Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So then what is more fundamental than the energy is you. That is the most fundamental matter in one sense. Vastu. See, when we say something is made up of something, we are always asking, what is it made up of? What is the vastu for book? The vastu for book is paper. What is the vastu for paper? Tree. What is the vastu for tree? Like that, as you keep asking that question, vastu, what is that vastu? What is that vastu? What is that vastu? The most fundamental unit beyond which you cannot go. Today's modern science's most fundamental unit is energy. But it is so confused because energy, they're neither able to see nor able to contain.
Yeah.
How it is happening? Because the fundamental equation is missing in that, which is consciousness.
Yeah.
So even more fundamental to energy is consciousness. And that is the fundamental representation. That is the representation of Shiva and Shakti.
Shakti, yeah.
So
Shiva is
the
consciousness.
aspect, Shakti is the
Energy
aspect.
Yeah.
And they cannot be separated.
You
cannot say this is Shakti, this is Shiva. It is that which appears as both energy and consciousness. It is like the two sides of the same coin. Inseparable. The ability to know and the whole knowledge is consciousness, and the movement is Shakti.
Yes. Yeah.
So Navaratri is therefore the infinite forms of this Shakti Rupa of the consciousness.
Correct.
So that's why when you hear that song, the Ma Durga song, where we are talking about sleep as Shakti, food as Shakti, knowledge as Shakti, every movement in the world is Shakti. Ignorance is Shakti. Has this brought clarity to your question?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you now say it? What you understood? What you realized?
So that which keeps appearing and disappearing is nothing but the energy. So the energy is the most fundamental thing. And there is no difference between consciousness and energy. Ultimately, it's nothing but consciousness in the end, is what I understood. So everything leads to the ultimate self. No matter if it is energy, matter, whatever.
These are just the names you have given for the sake of transaction.
Yeah.
Is there truly something called as a matter?
No, everything is consciousness only.
So the so-called something is truly not there. It is just an appearance of that energy. It is like, is truly sa there, is truly re there.
No.
It just appeared as a waveform and disappeared. From where? From silence. So what is truly there? What is always there?
Silence.
Silence. Sa appears, disappears. reappears and disappears. For you and I to enjoy, we have given a name to that form.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we conclude here?
Yeah, good discussion.
Yeah.
When you come back, it's like churning thing. So you keep repeating, more questions come in.
Yeah. That's why the question is a lot more powerful. And when the questions end, settlement happens. So in one sense, therefore, liberation is end of questioning.
Yeah.
You have a long way to go then.
So the master says, you have nowhere to go, nothing to do.
Sumneru.
When you come to the clarity that it is fundamental unit is consciousness and you are that, where will you go?
Even the long way to go is your desire, Shubhaji.
It is the thought that is creating the distance.
Yes.
It is the waveform of the sa that is creating the sound, but it is happening in the river, in the so-called pool called as the silence. So it is appearing and disappearing. So silence and sound, they are at the same time in a way. When you keep looking at the sound, it's as if silence has disappeared. That creates the illusion of distance. When will I ever feel silence? Silence is the very fabric on which sound is appearing. All right. So with this silence, we should end.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why Ramana Maharshi keeps saying Sumneru.
Yeah. Of course, this clarification is important.
Yeah.
So to see Ramana Maharshi's Sumaniru is realize your natural silence. And when can you realize your natural silence? When you have come to the end of your questioning process and realized, I am that.
Yes. But sometimes when you are in silence also, you tend to get so many answers, sir.
Answers for what?
For whatever you are looking.
So therefore, what you are looking depends upon the question you have asked. If you're asking the question, where is Mangalore? You will start searching for where is Mangalore. So the question decides the direction.
Okay, yeah, I understood. The silence doesn't mean that always silence. Only when there is the end of all questioning, then the silence.
Because it is natural, it is
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
It has never gone away.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
And yeah, understood.
Yeah. Hari Om.